Angidia Aliu OONCOON Taban Mina. Please, ushers, can you just... Is he around, sir? Hmm? Yeah, put your hands together, please. Okay, at the reception is coming up. His Excellency, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, CFR. He is ably represented here by Honorable Yunusa Ahmed Gombe. Please, a round of applause for him. Please. Please, sir, you are welcome. Cameras, you shift. You know, we have the carpet problem so that nobody lands on the ground. Our ushers, you do the needful. Yes, you do the needful. You usher them to the high table. We have several Royal Highnesses here. We have His Royal Highness Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the former Minister of Information and Culture. Put your hands together for him. Oh. His Royal Highness Alhaji Mohammed Magaji, the Aguma of Gwagwalada. Please, a powerful round of applause. Well, put your hands together. The more you clap, that will trigger movement. Please, ushers, go and grab them out. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We have His Royal Highness Eze Dr. Uche Egenenti. The two na right here na Egenenti. Na make a fear. Yes, Eze Dr. Uche Egenti, Chairman Igbo Traditional Ruler FCT. On his way? Okay, please. The representative of the former speaker, who is our guest, special guest, and governor of Sokoto State, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for... He is powerfully and ably represented by Honorable Bashir Gidado. Zonang, go that way, sir. Well, I hope others that we are still awaiting. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize our own, the registrar of the University of Abuja. Yes, but registrar, before you take the high seat, I want to invite our special. Ladies and gentlemen, no, hold on. As I just look down now, I saw the Deputy Vice Chancellor here. The youngest of the professors. Vice Chancellor, Professor. Members of the university governing team. Yes. Move there. People should direct well.
The chief launcher, Senator, is here. Represented by
Now, the chief launcher is here, but is ably represented by Barrister Salman. Salman. Please put your hands together for Senator Saliu Mustafa. Please, a round of applause. Where is the ushers? Bring him. Come on, sir.
Royal Highness? For the Royal Highness?
No.
I hear now. And where? And so let's bring him on the table, sir. Let's bring them to the head.
Yes.
No, yes,
There are
yes.
3 seats remaining here.
The chairman of the occasion is coming here.
He's coming.
Oh, you reserve one for
So
him.
how many? 2 are remaining?
Only two.
So let's bring. Who is the person? What's the name? Well, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have one of our special Royal Highnesses here too, the honor of Abaji, the second in command, Alhaji Honorable Kamal Adamu Shuaibu. Please, a round of applause. Let's have our Royal Highnesses on the high table. Yes. Okay. Well, let me not talk. Hey, His Royal Highness, you are welcome. You can call me, I remember you well. Please, another round of applause for him. Please, I know that there are lots of people here that needs to be recognized and brought to the high table. Our our biggest daddy, one time head boy of the vice chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, sir, Saba, please just come this way, come closer so that let the man, when he sees you, go no say, now you be head boy for school. Please just give you another powerful round of applause, sir. All right, as we go on, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have time. Too many issues, but we'll thank God that we'll settle them. Today is the Vice Chancellor's Day. Entrepreneurship is not new to this man. He's the man that has made things to be happening right from his first university, where he spent 2 terms, and then here, that he has just spent 1 term. But Abia said that he won't reappoint himself. Yes. Because the term that he spent, nearly 1 year went for strike. How many months went for COVID? But if you look at the university, the level that he has achieved is beyond interpretation. And that is why I recognize him. Anywhere, anytime, I speak for him and I stand by him. I don't care how anybody feels. Yes. Me, I be activist though, and they talk. I've been arrested 17 times in this your country, and I still survive. Anywhere you go, you speak against government, they arrest you. But I still they talk. Make a no talk about banditry, because the thing happen. I don't want to talk again, make it happen again. May Allah not allow that to happen to any of us. We cannot experience that. It is well with all of us. At this point in time, I want to say, all right. Now we are all from a country and we have to respect our national anthem. I think we just have to take the national anthem and then we pray to call the Almighty to take total control. Well, I've been told that the chairman is very close. I should try, he's downstairs. I should try to keep us busy. And my way of keeping people busy is to dance. My happiness, nobody can take it away from me. And never you allow anybody to take away your happiness. Because happiness is the only thing you have total control. So at this point in time, DJ, just play cool musical. I know so make you play the thing where go make me dance. Just put on something so that we can be happy. All of us that made it to this place, you are qualified for a round of applause, I beg. I think people love you. The business school, please, another round of applause for you people. Yes. We have a book presentation, and that has to do with the Vice Chancellor. He has been involved in entrepreneurship. Wherever he goes, there's a large shoe that he will leave behind. I'll be running and following him. The man walks like a Trojan horse. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a tireless workaholic. He is a digitalized vice chancellor. He is a man that makes things to happen. University of Abuja has been a place, as I did talk, some people go to record and say, Oboskolo don't they talk again in favor. I go to talk, the one who I know say, na correct thing. I am trying just to talk, but a little. Because if I have to go to the nitty-gritties about this man, you'll see that he has performed. And for me to say this, you will know that they don't bribe me. I did talk. My vice chancellor is somebody that shows respect. At any time, he calls me my brother. It's not everybody that will call you my brother. He came there, the very first day he came, he looked for me and appointed me director of development. I am not a Muslim. I don't know I don't know which one I belong again. Because Nigeria, may God help us. The vice chancellor is detribalized. It's not nepotic. There are issues that when you talk about him, you know that he has gone beyond that level. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to give him another round of applause. Organizing committee chairman, I don't talk too much. Say old age day. But my vice chancellor, I try to do things. Anywhere your name is mentioned, I try to participate. The way that they call me, Even houseboy no go suffer like that. The royal father, oh my goodness me. Now, please, just hold on. Royal father, sorry. We can't keep people standing. Come now. Yes, I want solidarity from the university management. Put your hands together. The registrar and the deputy vice chancellor, put your hands together for them. No, come this way, sir. Oga, please. Another round of applause. This is wonderful. Yes. What being an epitome of humility is. Please, another round of applause for them, I beg. I beg, clap for them. Clap. All right, so Igwe, you are welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Right, please. Can I beg play music? I don't talk too much. Babangida Liu, OONCOON Taban Mina. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Sodangi Nupe and what? Badakushin Ageyi. Please, Taban Mina. Sodangi Nupe and Badakushin Aga. Hey, please put your hands together for him. You are welcome, sir. You are welcome, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, May we all rise. May we all rise for the national anthem, please.
More music.
Thank you very much. Chairman, you're welcome. God bless you. It is well. Please, for students of the business school, those who are still here present, please, I implore and I beg you, there's nothing wrong for you to shift and you go down to areas where you can. Just wait, they are getting the seat. Get those. Wait, bring that one here. Bring one here. Please, a round of applause for him. Now, this clapping, maybe better clap. Put your hands together for him. Yes. I think well, for you pray. Yes, let me hand over. Dr. Mohammed Amali, representing the DG of NICAS. Please, you are recognized. Professor Abubakar Suleiman, cheers and congratulations. All right, the opening prayer.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين مكرنتا سورة إنا أتينا كالكوثر حصلنا بك وأن شانئك الوتر. Well, we gather here today for a book launch, and the way we know this surah we just recited is the shortest, one among the shortest in the Quran. So our aims of being here today, may God make it smart for us, may God make it smooth for us, and may God make it so that we achieve our aims. Allahumma rabbana atina fi dunya hasanata wa fil akhirati hasanata wa qina adhaban nar. Alhamdulillah.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Almighty and ever-living God, we thank you for the opportunity, the privilege given to us to be here to make this book presentation. God, we beg you to come into our midst and help us to have success in this outing in the name of Jesus. All our dignitaries, everyone that is here, when going back, oh Lord, you take them back safely in the name of Jesus. Thank you because you honor us and you make us to succeed because we pray and ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Well, thank you very much. Hello. Well, Dr. Edith Onyema, you are here, HOD Accountancy, please. University of Nsukka, you are welcome. Another round of applause for her. Well, sir, at this point in time, His Excellency, ably represented here by our governor, former governor that has been a performing, active governor. Even though I'm not from your state, but I've been hearing about you. You are eloquent. The powers of your presentation is always recognized. You are here representing the chairman of the occasion, so I will hand over the microphone to you for just a short opening remarks, sir. Please, can we put our hands together, please?
Let me start by making a correction. One, I am not representing the chairman. Representation means there was or there is a communication between the two. So I'm not representing. I came here as an individual who has been invited, who in the program I see he is going to speak. That's one. So if you want to use the word substitute because you couldn't come, that I can understand.
Put your hands together. I think substitute an international personality is here with us. That is why I say you are outspoken. Another round of applause for him, I beg. You have the capacity, sir.
The second correction, I was not late. Because when I arrived, my friend said the people were waiting for me. I said, for what? Because I sent somebody here. By 10:30, I was to leave my house. And he called to say, no, stay 30 more minutes. Because when he arrived, virtually only the committee members and those who were preparing the place were around. So I was not late. I am not late.
Put your hands together. I told you, you can't stop him. He was not late. He came and they said the place was and really, there was some logistic. Okay, you are right. Please, another round of applause for him. Thank you very much, sir.
Now I'm adding the third one.
Ah.
Whenever I'm a chairman, I hate to be ceremonial.
Yes.
So you have to look at me before you talk. Let me give you a chance to talk. Okay?
So I should look at you before I talk.
If I am the chairman,
okay,
you are the MC.
Yes.
You take direction from the chairman.
And that is what I'm trying to do. I will do that.
Thank you very much.
Please, another round of applause. I have been, no, really, as a chairman, you are in charge. I have to ask Oga, what do I do next?
Okay.
How do I go? You know, that was how I was looking at you. And when you communicated with your eyes, I can understand that we are flowing together. Please, another round of applause for him.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Now, because of the nature of the protocol, I will want, from my right here, those on the high table to introduce themselves by themselves, how they want to be called, because I don't have the list, but I would love that you introduce yourself, please.
Right. Please put your hands together. The chairman has spoken. I beg, make noise. The chairman has spoken that all members of the high table will introduce themselves. And he has started by handing over the microphone to our Aguma. Thank you, sir. Sir, you have the time now to say what you want to say. Introduce yourself, sir.
My names are Honorable Farouk Abubakar Omar, representing the Chairman, Traditional Council of Chiefs, Gwagwalada Area Council, His Royal Highness Alhaji Muhammadu Magaji. Thank you, sir.
A round of applause.
It is amazing that the representative of traditional institution comes into this place without rawani. Thank you for coming like this.
Say, His Excellency, I told them, you are an enigma, you're a factor. All right.
Protocols. My name, sir, is Royal Highness Dr. Uche Egenti, member of the Order of the Niger, Chairman Igbo Traditional Rulers Council, FCT.
Thank you very much, sir. The next person.
My name is Abdul-Rasheed Allah, Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja.
A round of applause, please.
That is the addition. When you were opening prayer, you only talked about the book lunch. But I know the program has also the establishment of Na'Allah Foundation.
Yes.
Okay, so we have two programs today.
Two programs combined together as well, sir. The chairman is indeed performing. Please, another round of applause.
I am Muhammad Saba, a schoolmate of the Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja.
Schoolmate of the Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja. I don't want to tell them, say be head boy. Okay.
Representative of Honor of Abaji, Chairman Traditional Council of FCT, Alhaji Kamal Adamu Shuaibu, the Sarkin Gabas of Abaji. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause. No. Next.
Mr. Chairman, other distinguished personalities, I am Dr. Abubakar Yunus Ahmed, as former member House of Representatives, standing in here and representing Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, the Speaker of the 8th Assembly. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Honorable Bashir Gidado, and I'm here to represent His Excellency Amin Waziri Tambwal.
Mr. Chairman, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, distinguished guest, my name is Salman Alaji Salman. I'm representing Senator Saliu Mustafa Turakin of Ilorin.
Thank you very much. Let me take it back to the chairman. I don't know what will happen again. Well, Chairman, I am Professor Basi Ubom, an obedient boy, sir. All right.
I didn't hear the representation of the DG, the National Assembly Institute of Dr. Abubakar.
Yeah.
Is anybody here?
Sure, there's a representative.
Good.
Okay. Let me give him this mic.
Okay.
Your Excellency, sir, I am Dr. Mohammed Amali. I'm representing Professor Abubakar Suleiman, DG, National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. Thank you.
Thank you. Any representation that has not been recognized? Any representation? Because this
yes, sir. They just gave me a paper here.
Yeah.
That's Honorable Abbasi Brimo is representing the former Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed. So he's here with us. Please, a round of applause for him. Where is he? Okay, sir. Can we just arrange a seat? Please come.
No,
Oh, all right.
Are you the Abbasi? No.
You.
Please.
All right, sir.
Where is the representative of the chief launcher? Okay. The representative of the chief launcher.
The chief launcher is here, sir.
Oh, okay. Good. You are on your own, not representation. Okay. Okay. What about Senator? Yeah. His wife?
Is
Okay.
incommunicado. Okay.
But his wife is your student. Okay.
The wife is not here.
Maybe we will send taxation.
Did you hear that? Yes.
Now, why I wanted this introduction is that you know the people that are here. Many of them are not money bags, but the fact that they are here, they have shown respect to all of us by their commitment to be here. We are here, like I said, for two reasons. One, to launch a book, which to us may appear like a new thing, but to the world, it has always been there. Usually things change only when the objectives change. In many countries, universities have become the drivers of the economy because of what they do, that their research is actionable, their research could be translated into money-making machine. But here, as we know, the educational system was purely to produce civil servants and teachers. And therefore, we paid more attention to the art subjects. I recall when the change for the banks started coming, you will hear somebody who has read Islamic studies or Hausa working in a bank without necessarily being retrained to do that. But as the bank started collapsing, they started becoming professionals, getting those who have been trained specifically, either in the finances, in the economy, in the auditing and accounting. The same thing with the book that we're going to launch. I am not going to preempt the book reviewer. He's the one that we have not introduced. The book reviewer, is he here? Professor.
Book reviewer, please take.
Tell us who you are, why you think they picked you to review the book.
Good afternoon. Protocols observed. My name is Mokhtar Haliru. Professor Mokhtar Haliru. I'm here to review the book. Why I was picked, I'm still puzzled up till now. But I think probably because I'm, with all sense of modesty, an expert in the area. So I think I could say one or two things about the book.
Thank you. But what about the puzzle? You are puzzled.
Yes, I was puzzled initially why I was picked.
Thank you, sir. Good.
Please, a round of applause for him.
In Nigeria, mostly the money is with the women. Even those of us who pretend to be tough are usually controlled by the women, only that you don't come to our houses to see how we are controlled. So, please give Madame, who is near our reviewer, to introduce herself. Now?
Yes, let me move there with the microphone. No. Madam, the chairman has spoken. Whoever you are, You have to introduce yourself. After all, you know, I'm the boy here. They are kicking me. So introduce yourself.
Standing on the existing protocol, I'm Elizabeth Egenti, the treasurer of the book launch committee.
Uh-oh. She's collecting. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope you collect so much. Like I said, many universities outside. In fact, who is a professor? Or why do we have that title? The professor. You earn a PhD, that does not make you a professor. You have to go through the rigors of not only teaching, but also writing and researching, and there are stages before you are called a professor. It's only in America that with your PhD, you are called but not complete. You start with assistant professor, then adjunct professor, and then full professor. But here, lecturer this, senior lecturer, reader, professor. But the point I want to make is that whoever reaches that level of, okay,
You should be careful
I
before.
was a teacher.
Uh-huh.
So
People should be careful.
I'm still a teacher, be lazy.
Ah.
Okay.
You can see I'm tamed already. You want to be tamed? Thank you, my chairman. Go on, sir.
To reach that level means you can profess knowledge in the area that you are an expert in. To profess means, look, you are a professor. When you stand up, whatever you say to us, the expectation and the assumption is that you know that area. But the difference is that in many countries, professors really fund the universities that they serve. Because in many of them, before you reach that level, you are also expected to either have been a consultant in your area and bringing in money to the university. In 2016, just to remind me that I was out of government house, I went to the University of Oxford for a 2-week program. And I met a professor who told us in the class that he was a consultant of 48 corporations in the 5 continents. And he was contributing through his consultancy, was contributing over 40% of all the expenditure of his faculty, paying the salary of all the staff in his faculty, and paying himself and contributing also to the other universities. I went to Said Business School. Why is it called Said? Said is a Muslim name. Why Said Business School in Oxford University? Because they have gone out to look for endowment fund and they got it. And the only thing that they could do to the highest donor is to name the school after him. Many of us, I was thinking we will meet the Tambuwals and the Dogaras, because many of us have been traveling from Nigeria to Harvard, to Yale, to Stanford, to Cambridge universities for a 1 week or 2 weeks courses, where we spend the ticket from Abuja or Lagos to New York or to Boston or to California, and then pay the fees. In most of these courses, 1 week course will cost you about $10,000. Now mention the ticket, mention the hotel that you stay, and mention the food. So add up. Suppose our universities are doing same. Imagine the amount of money that will come to that university. Now that process of getting these things, of translating researches to actionable services and goods, is why we are here today. Many of us read history, geography, without knowing what we want to do with them. But today, we must go professional. Our universities, our educational curriculum must change to do with time. What do we need now as Nigeria today? We need an educated individual that can think, can adapt to change, can innovate, and can vote without waiting for the bribery and inducement of politicians. It's so disheartening that to find somebody voting because of a sachet of spaghetti and 2 yards, not even the 6 yards for women, 2 yards, the 6 yards had been cut into 3. And a Nigerian voting because of that, voting his 4 years because of that. We need to educate our people to understand that. But then how do you educate, or what do you do when you are a citizen of the poverty capital of the world? We must remind ourselves what you have brought to Nigeria, to the extent that the whole world, not Bangladesh, not India, not Honduras, but Nigeria is the capital of poverty today in the world. That is again why. Because if you look at, by the time the chief launcher launches the book, you will discover the writings is talking about how also an academic can become an entrepreneur. Let me, before I sit down, because I'm a little confused now, maybe I should ask for your advice. Initially, I'm to speak on my own right. Now you have made me chairman. Should I combine the two, or I wait?
Sir, you can combine the 3 because we're adding another one again. You have spoken here, and please, sir, you deserve a powerful round of applause. He is an authority. He is an erudite scholar, a scholar of repute. What he has done here has made me, I think I have to go back to school again. Mr. Chairman, God will continue to bless you.
I thought you were in school.
Please, another round of applause for Oga. Thank you very much, sir. But sir, go on. You have not landed.
Yes.
Yes.
And because I wanted the clarification so that somebody would not feel bored.
No, sir.
Okay.
The quietness of this place shows that There's something that is coming out of you that a lot of us have never had before. A good teacher.
I want to give you the example. When I was a governor, 2007 to 2015, having come across these ideas, I registered over 900 cooperatives in Niger State. And I established microfinance bank in each of the 25 local governments. But as I'm speaking today...
Sorry, sir. Sir?
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Wait. Why are you standing there? No, those two people. Is it you don't have a seat? No?
They are the organizers, sir.
So do they have to disorganize us?
Please, don't disorganize us again. Please, a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, no problem.
I established 25 microfinance banks. But as I'm speaking to you today, only 4 are probably operational. Why? Because of lack of continuity in policy. Every governor, every officer that comes thinks that the world is tabula rasa. And he wants to start to re-engineer the whole thing by himself. We need to appreciate that people who should govern us are really prepared to govern the people. How is it possible, with over 200 universities in the country, that we are still arguing about whether somebody was a WAEC holder or not a WAEC holder? How is it possible? Because we have not paid attention. Imagine a professor now goes to the National Assembly to see his member. And his member is probably a holder of forged certificate. Don't you think that member will not be intimidated by the professor? He will not even listen to him. He will be too eager for the professor to leave him. So it means we as a people must pay attention to what is happening in our neighborhood. Many of us come to stay in Abuja. We don't care of what is happening in our villages. It reached an extent that many people could not even go to their villages because their brothers have become informers to the bandits. They will say he has arrived from Abuja. Usually when he comes, he brings this amount of money. Very pitiful. That is why today is very important for the university administration, for the academia, and indeed for the people of Nigeria. I cannot but repeat something. Why is it that some 20, 30 years ago, the universities were few, but they were more active in their intervention on social activities of the country? Little thing, either the students or the lecturers will intervene, and policy changes will occur. And now that we have many, the universities are silent like graveyards. Otherwise, how can you explain that a CBN governor can print money without authorization and simply distribute? How can you explain that the CBN can give loans beyond its legal limit in its law? How can you explain the deception? They said they were bringing Nigeria air. Go air, Nico Nigerian air. And they brought Ethiopian airline plane painted like Nigeria. And the following day it returned to Addis Ababa. Where are we? So it's important. We cannot get out of this poverty until all of us come together to help our brothers and sisters who are in the rural areas. They tried, in fact, to break Nigeria. The formal economy might have collapsed, but the informal economy is keeping it up. In 1980, the dollar was 70 kobo or 80 kobo. In 1985, 86, it became 3.5 naira. As of yesterday, in Abuja, if you go, they will ask you, if you want cash, dollar will be sold to you, or they will buy you a dollar at 9.75 naira. If you want transfer, then they will give you at 9.85 naira. Who is capable of importing anything now if the exchange rate is at that level? But if you see the newspapers headlines, some of them even it has reached 1,000 somewhere. Some said 9.95. But I'm telling you, because somebody used one of my boys to buy and sell, so we knew the difference. That's why I say yesterday. So we need a lot of work to do. And that is why our coming here today should be a serious, determined sense of commitment that we should help our people. Otherwise, you will find it difficult to go to a village. Even in Abuja, you are not that safe when poverty takes over. Poverty has a way of making you lose your faith, your iman, and anybody without faith, not necessarily faith in Allah alone, faith in humanity, you know, he has become a madman. So I've been advocating that instead of Minister of Humanitarian Services, where people go to the market to distribute trader money, or to say you are doing feeding school children, one egg you have to divide it into four for 4 children. Don't give them the egg now. Give them something. Give them garden egg, one. That ministry should start talking of introducing a real social security in Nigeria. Maybe for those who are 70 and above and the small children. And the universities must also come up with suggestions on how we can get our children in school. The annoying thing is that when they say Nigeria has 10, 13 million children out of school, if you take 10 million 8 million are in the northern states. If you take 13, believe me, 11 million are in the northern states. And we have just conducted, the Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation conducted a study of our educational status in the northern state. There is no state with 50% qualified teachers. Many of the teachers today go to teaching by choice. They went to teaching by failure because they have failed to get better job. Still, you go to many classes, you will find 100 pupils sitting on the floor with the teacher no better than them. So that is why our activity today is very important. I hope the representatives will not stand up to tell us, oh, that yes, I was told to represent, but I will get back to you. Whoever tells me to represent him, I will give you my condition. I will say, you know there is donation. What do I commit? Or you want to give me so that I just go
and drop
and give them.
Yes.
So I hope, particularly our head boy, the friend of the Vice Chancellor, you are here because you are a friend, but your leadership was shown right from the secondary school. Because only nice, neat, gentle boys were giving head boys.
Yes.
So with that, with this, I will call on the MC to take us through the program by inviting the next person. But before that, I will want to read, and it is there in the book. I captured a particular area that I would feel bad if I go home, since I took my time to read and to write, if I go home without bringing you. It is not something new. It is what our former NUC secretary said in the foreword of the book. And I'm happy to read. He said, while knowledge generational is key, academic output must begin to be measurable, practically usable, and valued. In academic entrepreneurship, the niche is expertise of the logical, national, and deliberate academic is expected to be prepared to really suit the needs of the variety of the audiences, thus melding into the world of opportunity. Supporting that marks the world of the entrepreneurs, meaning we must move away from simply the academic and those pretenses. Those who are claiming to be socialists or communists, they will look dirty. Sometimes they won't even bath so that they could be called real academics. We should all run away. Give us something that is marketable. If you do research, let that research be taken to market and somebody to buy it, because he can use it to improve what he is doing. I was so happy when I got that particular place, that to be a professor is not enough. To write only for promotion is not enough. To do research only for purpose of promotion is not enough. Now we need a practical, usable research results for Nigeria to move on to greater height. The damage that we have done to this country may take between 15 years upward to get us back into where we should have been. But again, it starts with the universities or with education and the nature of our recruitment of leadership. I thank you very much for this opportunity. You will forgive me if I have time to intervene. As your chairman, I didn't beg you to choose me as chairman. Thank you.
Yeah. Please, a powerful round of applause. Chairman. I think we need to rise to give him a round of applause. Chairman, calm down. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, sir. You have spoken well. You have taken notes down memory lane. You have made us to become primary 2 students. Mr. Chairman, I will continue to bless you. And I will make sure anywhere you are doing a presentation, I will be there. And anywhere I go, I will talk about your fantastic presentation. Mr. Chairman, you are knowledgeable. There's something about you that makes things to happen. For you to be speaking in a forum like this, and nobody is getting agitated, it therefore means you've touched the hearts of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our chairman. So, chairman, from now, I will be stylistically and professionally, tactically looking at you for decision making. But before I go to the next issue, Mr. Chairman, I want to recognize a co-launcher here with us. It's no other person than Senator Peter N. Gia, the current Senator of the Federal Republic, representing Niger South. Thank you for the patience, sir. Please, thank you for the patience. Can you come up? Please, can you people? Chairman, can we invite him? Please, sir. It's just because. Oh, I thank you for the patience, sir. Please shift your mic. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, Senator. You are welcome. We are happy that you waited. Well, I want to invite Mr. Hakim. I don't know. I hope he's around. Hakim, you will come and give us a short citation about Professor Abdul-Rasheed Nala. The man, yes, take the microphone to him, that has made us to come here, that has made us to have an opportunity of listening to our chairman. That has... Right, you are ready. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can we listen to the citation, please?
Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, reading to you what I have here before me as the citation of Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah will take a whole long day, and I'm aware that this event started a little bit behind schedule. So I'm going to be saying to you summarily what I know of Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah as a loving vice chancellor that loves entrepreneurship so much. May I therefore very humbly and most respectfully request Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah to please stand and remain standing.
Easier. Anyway, that's what the chairman. Chairman, I hope he has done well to stand and remain standing. Any opportunity you have, say it. VC, please stand, please.
Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, standing before you this afternoon is a phenomenon a superhuman, and the most celebrated Vice Chancellor in Nigeria. Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah, an entrepreneur himself, had realized right from time that the best place a man can be is to be on his own. That the best job a man can do is to do his own job. And that the best employment any man can get is to be self-employed. This was the reason why Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah, upon his assumption of office as the pioneer Vice Chancellor of Kwara State University, Malete, established a robust center for entrepreneurship that remains today the benchmark against which all other centers for entrepreneurship in Nigeria universities have been judged. As if that wasn't enough, Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah remains the first and only Vice Chancellor in Nigeria to start as an undergraduate program, entrepreneurship education. And I can assure you today that the program is fully accredited and is still running at Kwara State University, Malete.
Oh, yes.
Upon his assumption of office as the Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja, the great U of A of Nigeria, the first thing Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah did was to reorganize, reinvent, rebrand, and rewrite the story of entrepreneurship at University of Abuja. The reason why we have all gathered here today to celebrate part of the results that he has been able to achieve as an entrepreneurship-loving Vice Chancellor in Nigeria. Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah, upon completion of his term as the Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja, will be the longest-serving Vice Chancellor in Nigeria. Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you today this wonderful personality, my Vice Chancellor, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah, the Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please put your hands together. Hakim, that was a wonderful one. You have totally summarized it. Mr. Chairman, sir, I hope we are moving fast. You can see our presentation has made us, everybody now is highly coordinated and articulated. Thank you, sir. Well, at this point in time again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite a son, a professor, S-A-N. Because when I said son, some people don't go understand what I talk self to. Maybe son. Son. I bow for that. He is going to give us a citation of Professor Isa Abdurrahim. Okay. I was thinking it's Abdulka. Please, Professor. You see, I've been calling your name. Chairman. Don't let chairman know that you are not. Please, can you just move forward and stand? Sir, you are welcome. You take the microphone, sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I want to rely on the existing protocols. My able friend, Professor Isa Ibrahim, was my secondary school mate. I got to know my friend and brother sometimes in 1980 when we all enrolled at Government High School in Lorry. Professor Isa holds a BSc in Business Administration from ABU Zaria in 1990. He proceeded to University of Ilorin in 2002, where he obtained an MBA and thereafter an MSc in business administration from the University of Ilorin in 2007. My brother and friend is an indefatigable academician. Sometime in 2008, he informed me that my brother will be proceeding to the UK for further studies. He therefore enrolled at the University of Sunderland in 2008 and University of East London in 2009, where he eventually obtained his MSc, also in business administration. He was not tired. By 2013, he was awarded a PhD in business administration by the University of East London. I have known Professor Issa as a very resourceful person. He returned to his lecturing work at Kwara State Polytechnic, and therefore, thereafter joined the Kwara State University Malete. He is currently the Director of Business University of Abuja and was conferred with a professorship in 2023 by the university. What is interesting about my friend and brother, interesting about my brother and brother is that he's a result-oriented person. When he told me that I will be coming to the University of Abuja, that we'll be coming to the University of Abuja to lecture, I had no doubt that my friend is going to make an impact in a short while. I'm therefore no surprise that by today, within 1 year, 2 years of his stay in the University of Abuja, he has become a household name. And to the glory of God, the book being launched today, I'm aware he's been working on it for about a year or two. And the honoree of today, who is the celebrant, I've equally known him for quite a while as an academician of indefatigable nature. We know him to have transformed several universities, including University of Kwara State University, Malete, and the University of Abuja. He's a very amiable person, and he's very resourceful. He's very resourceful too. We all know him that you can underestimate him at your own peril. You can also estimate him because of his small frame. But I can tell you that upstairs, he's a man of thick timber and caliber. He's a man who, when he sets his mind on a goal, he achieves it. When he sets his mind on a goal, don't doubt him. Don't doubt him. He will get to the end of the road. And we thank God today that he is here, the author of that desirable book in honor of Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja, Professor Na'Allah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Please, another round of applause. Yes. Mr. Chairman, we are moving. Right. I'm rushing and rushing and rushing. All right. I just want to recognize the representative of the Executive Secretary of Solid Minerals Development Fund in the person of God bless Chioma. Please, a round of applause for her. Well, Mr. Vice Chancellor, the chairman said, where is she? Oh, now him, eh? Nah, I just said that. God bless. Now, woman to the bed, the name of man to the bed. Now, please, a round of applause. God bless. You are welcome. Chairman, sir, I will want to calmly, respectfully invite the Vice Chancellor at this point in time for an opening remark, even though we have opened and we have opened and we have gone far. Put your hands together for the Vice Chancellor, please.
Thank you very much. The chairman of this occasion, His Excellency, also the former governor of Niger State, who is also the guest speaker of the occasion. Muazu Babangida Aliyu, OONCON. I want to seek your indulgence to adopt the protocol already well established because of time. I must say that today's occasion is quite, remarkable, and it's an occasion that makes me very humble. Because the subject entrepreneurship has been something that have occupied my mind even before I returned to Nigeria in the United States, where I was a professor. The truth is that the world itself, at the time I was coming back, was mobilizing very strongly, even at the heart of America, regarding the need to create wealth, for young people to start up and scale up, for ideas that wealth creation must be at the center of innovation and creativity. If you have been to the Bay Area, you have been to New York City, you've gone around the United States, what you saw were young people that were moving and shaking society. Things were changing. Richest people were no longer the older people. They become the younger people. People who are just 17, 18, 19. I mean, it was remarkable. So when I was appointed Vice Chancellor, I was used to so many crises, oftentimes when I related with many young people in Nigeria. Many of them were looking for education, higher education in the United States. I will help to get education, to get admission for some. I was always reading our newspapers. Young people were roaming the streets. Education in Nigeria was reduced to certification, which actually was meaningless. So when I came in to talk to that committee that invited me, I let them know that if I am the Vice Chancellor, I was going to start an entrepreneurial university. I was also going to start a university for community development. I thank God Almighty that after my first term, Kwara State University was firmly rooted as an entrepreneurial university and the university for community development. Academic staff could not get promotion if they did not go into the community and perform community development projects. It was central.
Please, a powerful round of applause. Yes, sir.
To what we are doing. A student could not graduate from that university if from 300 level, in fact 200 level, they had not started to create wealth, to learn about entrepreneurship. Up to the time they finish, they must earn certificate in entrepreneurship, and they must have a company registered with CAC. I must say that I'm elated that many students of KWASU today are all over the world creating wealth. And we told them that time that if you graduate and you are looking for a job, you are roaming the street, then KWASU
will take back its certificate. We will disown you. I mean, this was the kind of concept that we created. And I know that the issue of, entrepreneurship was one of the reasons, and the issue of community development and several other things that we did at Kwasu was the reason for the governing council, when I was finishing, to say they must change the law, because the law was 5 years. So they took it to the assembly and changed the law to enable me to do another 5 years as vice chancellor. So you could see my background coming to University of Abuja, the UFA of Nigeria, the University for National Unity. I couldn't do anything differently. If it's going to be different, it has to be more innovation. It has to be taking it to another level. And that is what we have done at the University of Abuja. With my colleagues, all of us together, we wanted to build a university that was second to none. Because that was the destiny of University of Abuja. Oh, yes. To be the leader of university in Nigeria. To show other universities the way. To help government. To help everybody. Communities, NGOs, industry, about what it is to make Nigeria different and Nigeria better. That is why I was so elated and excited to hear the chairman spoke today. Many of us, we lack the knowledge of what a university is. We have Nigerialized our universities. We have forgotten the truth, the real meaning of university. And Nigeria is suffering so much because our universities have become ineptitude. There is no way we can come out from where we are today if we do not change our ways in the university system. There's no way. There is no way. And that is what we're trying to do at Abuja. We set up centers. We challenge academics to go out and bring money. We challenge centers to create new thoughts for leaders. We're having the leadership center. We're having the business school. We have Center for Sustainable Development. We're asking our students to be entrepreneur. Today, at University of Abuja, no student can graduate without having their company registered with CAC, but also practice even before they graduate.
Please put your hands together.
Right on campus.
Not so, sir.
I must say that what you said here, I want to say clearly that it is the truth of the need for university education. University is not about just giving certificates. Oftentimes, end of a year, a president of a university, we call vice chancellor here, will address a press conference to let the whole world know how much that university has added to the economy of their area. They will address press conference. They will say it in terms of money they will reduce. I mean, in terms of the new companies that have come up, new wealth that has been created, and they will say, this is how much. And the city where that university is has to be part and parcel of whatever is going on in the university. Industries are constantly there. Industries will set up laboratory on campus. They will do quite a lot. What I want to say here is that with this academic entrepreneurship that is launched here today, and the humble launching too, I mean, I feel quite humble that a foundation is being created in my name. I know this has been long-standing, how many years now? Because we worked together at Kwasu, had been talking about starting this foundation and had several groups. And he brought it again to Abuja and is moving on with it. What I just want to say is that we must do it right. If it is a foundation, truly speaking, to bring about entrepreneurial development, to change the ways of our university, to ensure that the young people of Nigeria get it right, we must please ensure that it does not start today and die tomorrow. That this foundation spreads its wings around the nation. It's not just University of Abuja. Create independent system that is very viable, that is constantly being assessed all the time in terms of what it has achieved, in terms of the number of people that it has supported, in terms of its collaboration locally and internationally, in terms of how it has taken to another level the concept of entrepreneurship, especially in ways that it reflects the reality of Nigeria. Finally, my colleagues, we must change our minds for better. I'm addressing you directly as your Vice Chancellor. Many of you come from University of Abuja. But I'm also addressing many of us who are from Nsukka or any Nigerian university here present. What we call university today, especially public university, is a misnomer. It's a total misnomer. Let's change our heart. Years of socialism, Marxism have gone forever. Marxism, socialism have crashed. Even in Russia, Russia is a capitalist economy today. Idea of closing university up for 8 months and still be paid your salary? Who does it? The ideas of sending young people home for 1 year, still expecting government to pay you, is criminal. It's criminal. The truth is that academic staff creates a lot of presence. They work with industry. They bring in money, grants. They even recruit students and pay students the tuition of that students. They work in such a way that their own money that is paid to them by university is exceptionally small percentage of the kind of money they generate. In fact, most of the time, they buy off totally through grant that they get every money that a university wants to pay them. Rather than that, they pay university back a lot of funding. I have listened to people tell me Nigeria is different, this cannot happen. But I tell you, you are lying. Nigeria is not different. It is academic that think outside of the box. I mean, when you create a product, the product starts from you. Industry just come in to take your product and work with it. That is what it is. It's not that you will sit down and expect industry to come and talk to you. Oftentimes in a week, an academic staff will have a day that they call industry day. They go out to visit industries. They don't sit down for industries to come to them.
Put your hands up.
That is what is done. That is what is done. And the truth is that what we see today in our university system, sexual harassment, you turn your students into a slave, you think students cannot think or you are better than them, is totally anti-academic, an anti-university system. What I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that let's have a think of heart. This nation is our own. We don't owe it to anybody but ourselves. If we are serious and we think outside of the box and we change our ways and energize university the way it should be, I don't have an iota of doubt that even politicians will come to us to take ideas that they want to implement when they win elections. In fact, even before they think of contesting, they first approach universities. What are you thinking? If I open up this village, what is the economy going to be like? They will think. They will come to us. And when they win elections, they will acknowledge the contributions that we have made into their ideas and their concepts. And they will ask us to work with them and help them in the implementations of those ideas. At University of Abuja, we have the Center for Entrepreneurship. We have the Center for Undergraduate Research. We have student employment. We employ our students at that university. We also charge our students. We charge them, to innovate, to start something new and constantly we move forward. So I thank you for asking me to come and for what you are doing here. But I want to say, please, let us have a change of heart as academic, and everything will also change. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Vice Chancellor, thank you. Chairman, thank you very much. Chairman, I'm calling you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I hope we are moving, sir. It is well. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I always say it and I stand by it. Nobody has a right to intimidate any student. If you are a good teacher and you teach 500 students, 450 cannot fail in your class. It's criminality, sorting styles. And for you, that is why nemesis will always come. It's not by force. The idea of subjecting people to torture and all sort of mannerism to achieve, to grab, enough is enough. And I think we say it, enough is enough. It's high time, like yesterday, the Vice Chancellor made it clear that if they heard what I said about intimidation and all the principles of executive rascality in the teaching profession, we should stop that. Because most people in Nigeria today, we need a psychiatric center everywhere. Because nobody is normal anymore. And if you as a teacher, the best you can do is to sort, is to grab, is to force students into doing what they are not supposed to do. It's rather unfortunate. But please, Mr. Vice Chancellor, your foundation cannot die. We all will put our heads and hands together to ensure that we take it to different areas. And it shall happen. Please, can you give yourself a round of applause? Mr. Chairman, at this point in time, again, I want to invite the representative of our guest speaker in the person of Dr. Amali Mohammed. Please, a round of applause for him. Somebody should be helping me. I'm the old man.
The chairman, sir, I would beg to stand on existing protocol. And I must tell you too, I have never addressed a former governor or a current governor. So
I beg.
So it's a privilege for me to be doing that here today. I am Dr. Mohammed Amali. I'm a research fellow at the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, the National Assembly. And I'm here to represent my Director General, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, who is unavoidably absent. He is right now in Ikotekbene, where they are holding the National Assembly Leadership Retreat. So it's a 2-day retreat, and it started yesterday and it's ending today, so he cannot be here. So he mandated the Director of Legislative Support Services, Professor Edoba Omorege, SAN, to come and represent him. And just yesterday in the night, he now messaged me that he will not also be able to come, that I should please come and hold his brief. And then when I came in today and I saw the lineup, I saw the former governor of Niger State, I saw all that, I said, why am I here? I'm not fit to be sharing the same stage with you all. But I'm a lawyer who are trained to speak in such gatherings anyway, and I don't feel out of place because this is something that is very special to me as well. My own dad is a professor who just retired after 43 years, so I'm in familiar territory. So I come here without any written speech, so to say, but I have takeaways that I'm going to take back to the Institute. And the first takeaway is when the former governor, Your Excellency, when you're speaking, you're talking about social security. You know, and it's something that is really very important because, like you said, rather than going to the markets and giving food and all that, let's have an effective social security system. Because in what they do in saner climes, like if you go to places like the United Kingdom, At the attainment of a certain age, for instance, when you turn 70, they give you a bus pass, for example, and you do no longer pay for bus fares. Those that are not working, for example, if you're unemployed, the government pays you while they put you on a scheme where they call the Job Center Plus. They put you on that scheme and look for jobs for you while you are still jobless. They will pay you and they will house you. We have the funds in this country to be able to do that if we do it properly. So I am going to go back home with that takeaway from my Director General, Your Excellency. And as you know, the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies is the capacity building body of the National Assembly with draft laws. I can assure you that I'm going to tell him that this is what the Chief Servant Governor said. And we may need to come up with effective legislation in this regard. I'm not saying it has not been attempted before. Yes. I'm not saying it has not been attempted before, but I assure you now that I will tell him in very strong terms that this is the message from the Chief Servant, and we're going to look into it. And while the young man was reading the Vice Chancellor's citation, he was talking about how that's why we're here anyway, academic entrepreneurship. And for somebody who is a professor, I think, of literature, Mr. Vice Chancellor, to have the kind of passion you have for entrepreneurship, it's commendable. And I also assure you again that I'm going back to my Director General and telling him that his friend, the Vice Chancellor, is full of ideas, entrepreneurial ideas. And well, you are rounding down your time as Vice Chancellor. We may look at coming up with legislation again in our end. Nothing stops us from coming up with an institute or a University of Entrepreneurial Studies. And maybe then you're going to be the Vice Chancellor again of that university. So do not be surprised, Mr. Vice Chancellor, when you see a bill in the National Assembly saying that we want to establish a University of Entrepreneurial Studies. Just know that it came from the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, and it's because of what I took to my Director General.
Put your hands together for that.
So on a final note, like I told you, the circumstances that led to me being here were not very straightforward. I'm going to beg you, Mr. Chairman, you warned us that those of us representing should not come and say, I will get back to you. But I beg you, Mr. Chairman, I will get back to you. Thank you.
Put your hands together for him, please. That is wonderful. Yes, thank you. That's a wonderful presentation. God bless you. University of Entrepreneurship. We are waiting. And that bill definitely will come up. God will make it possible. Please, for those of us remaining to come out to give our speeches, we should just take note that we have to reduce the time so that we can be able to leave here on time. I have tested the kidnappers, and I don't want it to happen again so that I can get home. But this one, it was even in my own home. Mr. Chairman, yes, I am a representative. It happened. Because I think the chairman is surprised. Chairman, Nami Bidiso, it happened. But we thank God, we survived it, and we are here. Well, sir? Sir, you know, I think I will see you in person, sir. All right. I want to invite Professor Billy Okoye for another paper presentation. But Prof, take note, time is against us. So you make it in a jiffy. Say the microphone is there. Is the microphone there? Okay.
Your Excellency, former Governor of Niger State and Chairman of today's event, our very amiable Vice Chancellor, and all other protocols duly observed. Mr. Chairman, as a High Chief in Igbo land, I must not fail to recognize the Onyeze in our midst. Onyeze, I doff my cap. Ladies and gentlemen, my brief paper will emphasize on how the academic environment can thrive better by working with policymakers and society through their research. The Vice Chancellor has spoken a lot about entrepreneurship, about the need for collaboration between the academia and the society. And I'm going to touch briefly on that collaboration today. I'll try to make this as brief as possible. There is no doubt, we all know, that the academy serves as a hub of knowledge for knowledge creation and innovation. Academia plays a vital role in shaping the future through research, innovation, and knowledge dissemination. When they research, they investigate. When they research, they explore. When they research, they examine. When they research, they study. And when they research, they seek to find solutions to the problems that surround the world. And when the chairman was talking about being a professor, these are the things that professors do. They find solutions to the problems that surround the world. Can we please give a round of applause to professors? However, for an academic environment to truly thrive, it is essential for researchers to collaborate with policymakers and society at large. Researchers, students, and educators continually push the boundaries of human understanding. They seek solutions to very complex problems, like I mentioned. The academic institutions have a unique responsibility to address industrial, corporate, and societal changes through their research. Now, by working closely with policymakers, researchers can provide evidence-based insights and recommendations that inform policy decisions. And the chairman already mentioned it. We just don't research for the sake of researching. We don't just do it for theory. We must practicalize what we are researching on. This collaboration ensures that the policies are grounded in rigorous research, leading to more effective and impactful outcomes. For example, I come from the oil and gas industry, and researches in oil and gas can contribute valuable data and analysis to solve the myriad of issues we have in the industries today, especially now that the world is transitioning to greener and cleaner energy. Today, the world is moving from the fossil fuels to the greener energies. So we need the academic institutions. We need the professors. We need the research to come out with practical solutions, not theory. And that's why I like the business school. Because the business school is a practical hub of knowledge. The business school is where we talk practicals, where we have hands-on practitioners who lecture in the business schools. Secondly, academic institutions have a wealth of knowledge and expertise that can be shared with the society. By actively engaging with societies, research can bridge the gap between academia and the public, making their findings accessible and understandable to a wider audience. Researchers have a responsibility to communicate their findings effectively to the public. Effectively to the public. One thing is to conduct research, but the main thing is to conduct research that is practicable. Innovative solutions born in the academic environment can be translated into policies, technologies, and initiatives that benefit the society as a viable collaboration that can benefit the society as a whole. Now, this collaboration will foster a sense of ownership and empowerment among the public as they become active participants in the research process. In conclusion, for an academic environment to thrive, it must reach beyond its ivory towers and actively engage with policymakers and society. My dear Vice Chancellor, my boss, and my director of University of Abuja Business School, ladies and gentlemen, let us embrace this collaborative approach and work towards a future where academia, policymakers, and society collaborate seamlessly to create a better, more informed, and innovative future for all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Prof, you said my vice chancellor and director of the school. You didn't call chairman of the occasion. So, Mr. Chairman, because anything can happen. Well, I want to use this opportunity now to recognize representative of the Ilorin Emirate professors in the person of Professor Ali Ahmed, former Speaker, Kwara State House of Assembly. Please, a round of applause for him. And also members of the Ilorin Emirate Forum in Abuja here present. Please, a round of applause. I want to invite an authority, a man that has the professional touch, to make us understand this book that we are talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as I welcome Professor Mukhtar Haliru, the book reviewer.
Mr. Chairman, sir, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I would want to begin my review by stating that the reason why we are here is to celebrate the personality, Professor Abdul-Rasheed Na'Allah. And I first met Na'Allah September 2007, Western Illinois University in the US. I went there as a Fulbright scholar, so he was practically my host. And I remember back then we had this very heated debate back and forth. He mentioned some of those things. Some I don't still agree with right now, but it's our opinion. He did talk about the issues about Nigerian universities, the strikes back and forth, the lack of funding, professors not attracting funds, and what could be done, and what have you. And we went back and forth for 9 months before I left when I got homesick and I came back to Nigeria, thank God. And years after, he came back to Nigeria to start Kwara State University. By the way, he was hired from Alberta University in Canada and came in as a professor and a chair at point of hire. And within that period he was in the US, the time I stayed with him, I worked with some of his colleagues, and he did complain or wondered how did he have the energy to publish. When professors complained, there was no time. So he was a chair, but he was publishing while he was in the US. And then coming back to Nigeria, I realized that sometimes we would talk a lot. And to be honest, I never told him that, but I thought he was one of those people. So that when you have the chance, you do something not too different. But Nala actually made the difference by being able to practicalize the things he argued could be done. So on that account, I will say I'm quite pleased to be associated with you. Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor. Now back to why we are here.
we are all aware that we have proliferation of universities in Nigeria. At the last count, 50 thereabout federal universities, 52 state universities, 79 private universities. We churn out approximately 600,000 graduates annually. That's quite very scary. At 600,000, we have MDAs bloated, no provision for hire. We have massive unemployment. So that means more than ever before, the subject of entrepreneurship becomes very, very fundamental. And for that reason, a host of universities have tried using different models to set up entrepreneurship programs on their campuses. Now, this book is different in the sense that it's looking at entrepreneurship from a different perspective, that is the academic entrepreneurship. What we have done in universities over the years, as far as I know, in the last 32 years of teaching university, we have focused more on the student angle. So the question is, how do you give what you don't have? So that becomes serious cause for concern. So on that basis, this book is broken into 11 chapters. For want of time, I will just give you a thesis or synopsis of the whole chapters put together. The argument has been that it's expected that as academics, where we conduct research, we should walk away from our predetermined mindset of that we are academics, we are not looking out for money because of the orientation we had way back in time, the socialists, the Marxists, and all that. So an academic is supposed to just teach, research, and appear like a welfare case, sometimes malnourished, scruffy, and all of that. That's what makes you a professor. That was the perception, as it were. So, but that it's not enough to research for the sake of researching. It's not enough to produce graduates for the sake of being graduates. But it should be people who can actually stand on their own, or even when employed, they can actually add one or two things to push forward the cause of the companies where they work. So be that as it may, we expect that we have a whole bunch of research that we do not think we should commercialize because of the mindset I mentioned earlier. So I would recall back in my university in BUK in 1992, as a fresh GA, fresh from the oven, there was a street light, one, standalone. It was a project by MSc students, 3 of them, and they worked on that street light that was solar powered but automated. So when it's first light, it powers down. When it's about Maghrib time, it powers up. It was there for 10 straight years. And as an academic young one at that, I kept on asking myself, why wouldn't the VC commission those guys to put those streetlights all over the campus? But it was meant for just requirement to earn an MSc, and dead, closed. Engineering, we see lots of ovens made with sand, something made, some very ingenious things, but they're all created just to earn a PhD or MSc. After that, we have a junkyard where they're all packed. So sometimes 1 or 2 lecturers will carry one and go and use at home. But it wasn't seen as something that could serve as a platform to actually commercialize, have venture capitalists come in and all of that. So this book, the whole chapter is put together arguing that there's a need for academics to move away from that thought. So we're looking at a shift in paradigm, if you will, so that we understand that there needs to be a connection between academia, government, and industries. It will shock you to know that it's a very old model, known as the triple helix model. We do a lot of talking, I must confess, very little action. So the curriculum itself is not designed in a manner that would actually empower students to become either self-employed or to add value to where they work. Most employers of labor will tell you that Nigerian graduates are not employable. And ask, so what are we doing? So somebody is done with BSc engineering, computer science, accounting, and he goes for interview, they ask him questions he cannot answer, because what is happening is that we are functioning as a standalone academia. We have a curriculum devoid of inputs by industry. We don't have policies. Where we have policy somersaults. So when you have all of that, it makes it impossible to have that town-down relationship we expect to have. So this book, all the authors are arguing that there is a need for us to begin to think out of the box. But of course, that requires that policy backs up that position so that we can begin to commercialize knowledge and what have you. But then again, it's argued that, yes, we do not have funds for research. So one of the chapters is arguing that if you can commercialize knowledge, it will solve a lot of challenges. What are those challenges? We argue that universities are underfunded. And because we have a funding challenge, government says there's no money to fund universities. But that if you can commercialize research, you kill multiple birds with one stone. One, it makes researchers motivated to see that their work is actually changing or impacting on the lives of people. Furthermore, they will actually be remunerated from proceeds made from this commercialization. And thirdly, they are better positioned to actually do knowledge transfer, if you will, to their students. So at point of graduation, those students already have an entrepreneurial mindset. In the last probably 13 years or more, we have had what they call EEP, taught as GSP courses in universities across Nigeria. Different schools have different approaches. But the bottom line is, more often than not, what we have is that we step into class and do a lot of theoretical discourse. And that could never produce entrepreneurs. So, going forward for this book, I found it quite enriching because they mentioned a couple of universities that have begun to be positioned as entrepreneurial universities. They did mention universities like Kwasu, universities like Futo, like Tai Solarin, Adekunle Ajasin, and Covida University, Afe Babalola University, and so on and so forth. It wasn't intended to be exhaustive. Of course, they have a few schools they've mentioned. But the point now is that after 10, 13 years, has there been a review of how much have we achieved after introducing this EEP programs in Nigerian universities? What we keep measuring is entrepreneurial intention. Intention. Not 6 years after the first batch of graduates have gone, how many of them have actually gone ahead to set up companies of their own? Besides schools that have compelled students to register with CAC, those are just a few of them. But majority will just teach those courses to get them to graduate. For students also, they need grades to graduate, and that means we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So on that note, I'll argue that when the book is being reviewed, of course, all the authors are in agreement that we need a triple helix model. They're in agreement that it will actually motivate researchers. They're in agreement it will solve problems of strikes and what have you. They're in agreement that it will increase manpower. They're in agreement it will attract people who don't want to be in university or academia to actually join because of this enthusiasm. But then I will expect that going forward, we should pay more attention to issues to do with skills. But need I quickly caution, when you mention skills, oftentimes I've had this frustration with some of my past vice chancellors and my colleagues. They say, no, skills means carpentry, welding, sewing, and so on and so forth. So when you mention we need a skill acquisition system, they tell me, no, Mukhtar, how can you say a guy should be taught how to sew on a machine? And I find that very funny because I was actually referring to teaching people how to sew or how to become welders. For every profession, so I'm asking the review of the book, next time when we are doing the next edition, we should look at this. For every profession, there are skills that the employer expects you to have to hit the ground running. Those are the skills I'm talking about. So somebody graduates with BSc accounting, they expect that there are specific packages that accounting firms use today, but our graduates don't know anything about those packages. So they don't have the skills. So not skills for making bread. That's what I'm talking about. So that becomes one. You have BSc Civil Engineering. You go to Julius Bayer. They ask you, you specialize in highway. Do you know how to take level? And you are looking lost. That's a skill they want you to have. So you study computer science. You can't do programming. Yes, you can do the calculation, but you can't do programming. And then we have some guy somewhere who has no degree, who probably studied French and read on his own, and he can now do programming. Then there's a terrible disaster. So I'm submitting that we need to look at those aspects so that while we are pushing the arguments of academic entrepreneurship, we are also empowering students who we can now work together with government and industry to solve problems that they have because we know what they expect. So in our curriculum, we just finished a review, CC Mass. I'm sorry, I have to be very blunt. And I'm wondering, what have we done? We have a CC Mass, in my opinion, when we are rewriting curriculum, it's completely devoid of industry input. So then it means we are producing for people and we don't know what they want. So we are dead on arrival. So I'm expecting that while we have the standard curriculum, we should also expect those in industry for whom these students will either work or they choose to practice on their own. We should know what they require so that we build that into the curriculum. They will have a more robust university system. Mr. Chairman, for want of time, I'll beg to stop at this point. Thank you very much.
Put your hands together. Prof, that is a wonderful review. I congratulate you for being very, very professional. And that is it. As I stand here, Prof, whether the skill is for tailoring or is a skill. I sew, whatever I'm wearing here, na me sew am. My sandals, na me do am. And it's a skill. So, Prof, you are right. What we are saying is that everybody must have something to do. That when you leave the university, you can be functional. Most of us are not. And I'm happy that you mentioned CC Mass, because that's going to cause a lot of issue too. Because if you don't introduce the professionalism that is needed in any area, it becomes a big problem. Because the curriculum cannot just come out and you talk about curriculum without basis and potentialities. Ladies and gentlemen, please, another round of applause for our book reviewer. Now, let me recognize the presence of Professor Solomon Osumo. And as I recognize him, I also want to recognize Barrister Moyo Sore. I hope I'm right. Oh, Moyo Sore, my dear, I'm from Cross River, I'm from Calabar. So allow me to turn my language. All right. Representing the Lorry Emirates Descendants Progressive Union. Please, where is Professor Solomon Osumo? Is he here? Is it 2 minutes? Oh, please just come. Please jam your hands together for him. Please give him the mic. Mr. Chairman, I know we are moving. Please, 2 minutes, sir. Just try and do something. God bless you. All right. Please, another round of applause.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, the Vice Chancellor, the Royal Highnesses, and all of us that are here, we are welcome. We want to look at also the author. We recognize you. We want to look at the concept of the book, Academic Entrepreneurship in Nigeria. Of course, the book is written by the Professor Isa Abdul-Rahim, the Director, Business School, University of Abuja. and it's written in honor of the Professor Abdul-Rasheed Naala, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja. We have 16 contributors from all over the world that have contributed to make this book a rich one. The book is well structured with table of content, 11 chapters, and 281 pages. Academic entrepreneurship book concept is that was introduced by the National University Commission as written in the foreword by Professor Abdul-Rasheed, the secretary to the National University Commission, quoted the author that the concept of the book, Entrepreneurship Academic to University Education, is an integral part of public facilities network that act as center of attraction for individuals and enterprises and knowledge-based sectors, which are critical sources to direct and indirect employment for citizens. This is correct. Okay. This is correct because you must have heard of the statement that the surgical operation was successful, but the patient died. This book, the concept is to change that statement from the surgical operation is successful, but the patient died, to the surgical operation was successful and the patient is well and alive.
Yeah, Dr. Professor Osumo,
Yes,
I
sir.
think time is running against us. Please, can we give him a round of applause, please?
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you very much.
Just let me conclude to say that
you summarize.
Yes, summarize.
Yes,
that
because there was
the
that
book
it has been reviewed.
The concept of the book, importantly, is to move our university systems from the present teaching and research to the third mandate, to combine the third mandate, which is entrepreneurship, for every student to be able to come out and be able to employ himself or employ others. And it is very, very important. Now we have the tactics, but the strategy is a bit wrong, which is correct. That I got from the book written by Son Tiza, that strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. But tactics without strategies is the noise before defeat. In other words, we have the tactics for teaching and research, but the strategies is a bit faulty. So we need to introduce or to bring in the third mandate, which is entrepreneurship. And if we do that, we believe our university systems will be stable. Thank you.
You are making me hand like this to continue. Means what? Is it because I'm the MC? I am also a professor and an activist. I say things and people do it. I fight for the emancipation of the downtrodden, voice of the voiceless. When something has been done and you are called to order, you listen to it. To be sincere, Mr. Vice Chancellor, is because of you and Chairman. I have a way of reacting to things. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I had to use that to make things very clear. I want to ask Mr. Chairman, sir, like what I told you, because of time constraint. I think all of us will just carry the book and then we'll just read whatever you have to say, you say it. Without to come to the point of unveiling. And what's going to happen because of time and space here, please can you push shift back a little bit? I think So, the representative of the former speaker, His Excellency Yakubu Dogara, please, can you just, sorry, sir, I think we'll need you out there. We'll need you out there so that, no, why did you remove the cloth? Cover that cloth. Yes, cover it. Mr. Chairman, sir. Mr. Chairman, please, like I've asked for permission, let him just unveil. But Chairman, you have agreed? Okay. All right. So, give him the microphone.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The chairman of this occasion, our elder brother, the chief servant, a former governor of Niger State, has been my mentor. In line with that, I have to recognize the former governor too, ably represented by the Honorable there, Aminu Tambuwal. Then we come down to our royal fathers. The North is represented, and then the Igbos that are here in FCT. The university community also are being represented by the VC, so you are all recognized. With that, Chairman, and standing on the existing protocol, I, Abubakar Yunus Ahmad, PhD, three-time member of the House of Representatives until last June, representing Yakubu Dogara, who is also, he has an honorary degree, but very soon he will be a doctorate student or graduate from Harvard University because he's undergoing his PhD in the Harvard University right now.
Okay, that's nice.
Just yesterday night, he sent me to represent him. My own job is very, very easy. I'm not the book reviewer. The book has been reviewed. A lot has been said about the book. So each and every one of us that are here, and those who had us through the electronic media, being broadcasted, if it is done live, have come to terms with this book. In presenting the book, I don't have to go and tell you more than what they have said. In fact, they have said more, and more are there enshrined. Like the professor, he just encapsulated everything. So my own call is get a copy of the book, go through it, and you can decode what the professor coded in the book by presenting to us. Academics have a way of giving us. Sometimes they don't want to give all the knowledge. So he decided to give it in their own way. For us to beat them is to acquire the book and teach it yourself. So with that, getting a copy of the book
Put your hands together, please.
becomes very, very necessary if you want to beat the professors. With that, seeing that the book is a very, very necessary tool to be acquired, I am here on behalf of Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, who is a member of the bench and Speaker of the 8th Assembly. Humbly, with humility, I present the book to all of you. Can I?
Put your hands together. They have done the presentation of the book. Now we have to unveil. We have to unveil. Yes, you come. Chairman, sir. To come out from there. What I said, the book, so that everybody will hold it and then we go on. That's the best thing. I've told the chairman before. Just come.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. Your Excellency, the former governor of Niger State, our leader, the Talba Mina, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Abuja, our royal fathers, the university community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Honorable Bashir Gidado Jegawa. I'm here to represent His Excellency Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, who is unavoidably absent. He sends his regards. He's currently in Uyo, attending the National Assembly retreat. He wished to be here, but unfortunately due to national assignment, he's not here. When he called me to represent him and he mentioned all the names of people that were invited, at a point I said, Your Excellency, am I really qualified to represent you in this? He said, being my former commissioner for industry, trade and investment, I feel you are aptly qualified. He's talking about entrepreneurship. We have done quite a lot in Sokoto State during his tenure to promote entrepreneurship, and I think the book is timely, and I'm here to unveil the book on his behalf. But before I do so, let me just say a word or two. Entrepreneurship means the creation or extraction of economic value from something. It also means to become self-reliant, self-employed, the ability to follow your passion, your idea, your innovation, and translate it into a business. Entrepreneurship is the major driver of economic growth, spurring transformation, creation of new markets, innovation, and building wealth. From the book reviewer and the speech, very eloquent speech of the Vice Chancellor, we've been improved in knowledge on how to become self-reliant and also to create wealth. And the book reviewer also ended by saying that government and the corporate world do not have the capacity to employ all the teeming unemployed youth and the general populace. So it is very important for everybody to become employed first and then also employer of labor. Whether you are working or you are not, it is important that you create something by the side that is your plan B and you can fall back on. We have seen a lot of civil servants will rise through the rank to become permanent secretaries and then retire, and then they become broke in no time, just because they are not gamely, creating wealth by themselves, and they don't know how to do it. All they know, all their lives, is to go to work 8 to 5, treating files. That is no longer sustainable. Whether you're a lecturer, you are a politician, I tell you, I have my poultry farm, I have a barbing salon, I have a tailoring shop. Even while I was commissioner, I have all of these things that I fall back on. And I'm not in government today, but I'm not complaining. I am fine. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So this book, we hope that from what we had from the reviewer, that it will help in no small way in the development of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. And lastly, I want to give this as a food for thought, that from today going forward, what I think we should drum and become the mantra should be skillsification, not qualification. Thank you very much.
Put your hands together. Skill.
With this,
not qualification.
Mr. Chairman, I, on behalf of Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, former governor of Sokoto State, former speaker of Federal Republic, House of Reps, and present senator representing Sokoto South, I have the honor and privilege of unveiling this book. But before I do that, I will crave the indulgence of all members of the high table, with the permission of the chairman, to get a copy and stand up while we present it together. And being gender sensitive, there is no female on the high table, so I'll create the indulgence of 2 females.
But that's true.
To also join us in
Please.
this, so that we don't commit.
That's it. Oh. Somebody sent me a message about women in the academia that I should, but I forgot to recognize them. Mama,
Mr. Chairman,
please come out. The DVC.
DVC is there.
The DVC is here, a female DVC. Professor Aisha, come out. The bossa you did too, come out. So all right. Una hold, just hold.
On count of 3, and then we will give the book to
We'll
everybody.
Yes, everybody will hold it. That was what I.
In the name of Allah, most beneficent, most merciful, I unveil this book on behalf of Amin Waziri Tambwal to the glory of God. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, where are the ushers? If ushers know they let me be an usher. I have been a senior houseboy here. Let me continue. Let's. Right, please. Now turn the book. Turn the book. Yes. Yeah, ma. Just find a place where you hang on. Yes. Let's all hold it. And then, Mr. Chairman, I will hand over the microphone to you so that you just give us 1 or 2 issues here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the book that has been unveiled. And here you can see members of the high table, highly recognized people of repute. I want to take the microphone to our chairman. Put your hands together for him.
The Vice Chancellor and the representatives of both Tambuwal and Dogara, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether to be sad or happy when the representative of Senator Tambuwal talked about the civil servant from, I started civil service from level 7 as an NCE teacher, and I rose to become Federal Permanent Secretary. And believe me, what you said is very right. If you see a salaried person as a millionaire, or billionaire, or trillionaire, or zillionaire, believe me, native. Because by the time you collect, we reach a stage where even your salary could not have been enough to feed your family and also satisfy the expectations of the extended family. So, like again, he gave an example of himself, even as a commissioner. He had 3 enterprises going good for him. And though now he's not a commissioner, not earning salary, not giving contract, he is not complaining. That is an important message to all of us, the students, the teachers, and those of us who have retired from that formal sector of service. This book, as you have heard, from the beginning to the end, and I'm happy that the reviewer, You are still in UK. Oh, you are not back yet. Hmm? Oh, BUK. Oh, you are my professor then. That's where I had my first degree in 1983. And I had my NC in 1977. At that time, NCE was serving the NYSC, and I served in Lagos, 77, 78. And I had my master's in 86, my PhD in 89. I was telling the professor here, when they described somebody earning his master's in 2002, I said, oh, we're getting too old. This book is very important, not only to the academia, not only to the academics, but to all of us who either were or aspire to be policymakers. Because the drawback in the Nigerian governance is the lack of correlation between academic cycle and policy issues. The policies are either at variance with what is on the ground, or the planning is not commensurate with the people that are being planned for. So getting this and getting our academics to help us understand is very important. Pollsters, politicians, invite pollsters from the US, from Britain, to come and tell them what the people in my village feel like. And they take a sample that may not be that enough to translate. And they give them. And they pay in millions of dollars, not naira. 1 million naira now is almost 1 billion naira. If you give an academic in Nigeria 50 million naira to do a research for you, you know that not only will he gain, but that the university will gain and the local community will gain. So we must go out desperately, aggressively, to market that which we produce. So, but we must get the academics, like Professor Na'Allah said, the change must start with us. Our mindset must stop thinking that we're only supposed to teach. In fact, I will add, if we don't do that, I remember when I was doing my master's, something new came. After an examination, we were given papers to rate the teacher. Was he good enough? Did he pay attention to the questions being asked by the student? And then finally, do you like him? That is rated. Either he could be shifted elsewhere or his contract could be stopped. He knows, he is aware, and he has to do a good job to get good rating. And if there is such a thing there cannot be student intimidation. There cannot be student intimidation. Because at the end of the day, the student will now be the final arbiter of his actions and co. If you threaten, the student will write there because there is a column for general comment. If you do anything, it will be said. By this, the actual market price is 6,000. But we are here launching it. And I'm going to give the chief launcher the right to announce whatever donation for the launching that you will make. We'll do it standing. No, okay. The chief launcher, please.
Yes, Chief Launcher, I'm coming close to you. Thank you. The chairman has spoken.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. the former the former governor of Niger State, the chief servant, Talba Mina, Sodangi Nube, among your very numerous traditional titles. Hearing from the chief servant, the statement he made, representing the chief launcher, Senator Saliu Mustafa, who unfortunately is out of the country at the moment. He sent me a message yesterday night that I should try to represent him. And because of where he is, the time zone, they're just about waking up at the moment now. But I tried to reach him to know exactly how much we'll be launching, because I know that as a chief launcher, we are supposed to set the ball rolling. And hearing from the chief servant, who has been my very good mentor, I will seek two indulgence. Number one, aware that the task of a chief launcher sets the ball rolling for event of this nature. And also aware that this very book, in the final print, has been unveiled, has been reviewed by a professor, unveiled by a former speaker, presented by also a former speaker. I will be doing an injustice if I'm to personally launch this, because I've not been able to reach my principal. So the indulgence I'll be seeking is two. Number one, the chairman of this occasion, the Talba Mina, is a successful academia, a successful politician. He's no other than the best person to be the chief launcher for this. So I will seek the indulgence that while I will launch in my own personal capacity, because I've not been able to reach Turaki, I will launch in my own personal capacity. What I will launch will be the baseline, the minimum, while I will revert back to the Taliban to be the chief launcher. That's number one indulgence. Number two indulgence is that coming in this morning, I spoke with my learned colleague, senior advocate, Mr. Hanafi, who now mentioned that even the book, the author of this book is my in-law. So in that personal capacity, I'll make a personal, this is not for Turaki. This I will, as soon as I've sent him a message, because he's just about waking up where he is at the moment. He's scheduled to come back on Monday because of the recess. But I will make a personal donation to launch this book at the sum of 200,000 naira.
Thank you.
And I'm seeking the second indulgence that my personal donation should be the minimum, because that's not the chief launchers.
Good.
Thank you.
So you cannot be substituting. Substitute chairman, substitute chief launcher, and he. No. I think your job has been done very well. You have done in your own capacity. Your message now is to the chief launcher that the meeting or the celebration has mandated you to go back to him, and we should hear from him.
Yes.
When he comes back.
Yes.
So maybe we come, instead of calling one by one, we come this way.
Yeah. Why not we just take it in line, sir,
Yeah,
Chairman? So
go
that,
ahead.
all right. Okay, no. All right, sir.
Thank you very much,
Why
Mr.
did you
Chairman.
say all right? Well, Dala, sorry.
No, I
oh, you are the one who was in the middle of the night. But you must tell us that you promised to go back and tell him, sorry.
Uh-huh.
So that we will hear from you too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Your Excellency, I had during my speech told you that circumstances that led to my
Yes.
coming here were...
No, we understand.
Okay, sir. So, and I promised then again, although you have asked me to reiterate, and I reiterate to you that you will hear from us, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Yeah, we are waiting to hear. Chairman, that is it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Right Honorable Amin Waziri Tambwal has asked that the amount he's launching the book is pleading that it should not be made public. So I'll approach you, Your Excellency, to inform you as the chairman of the amount. And yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. No personal donation. All right. It's okay. I should come back. All right. There's good news somewhere. It looks all right. Put your hands together. Let's hear.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. Just in reaction to the message I sent to distinguished senator, He has launched this book for a sum of 2 million naira.
Thank you.
Put your hands together. You can see the chairman is very, very effective. Okay, we cannot take anything less than that. Yes. Even you know. All right.
Well, on behalf of Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, Barrister, the Speaker of the Eighth Assembly, in his own capacity and on behalf of all of us, his friends, he has picked 5 copies of this book at the sum of 250,000 naira. You can avail me the account number for immediate transfer.
Please, I hope people are writing, and then the account number immediately. That's why we needed the screen here, so that the account number will just come out. All right. Okay. All right, sir. Yaroni.
On behalf of my humble self and my family, and in honor of my childhood friend, Professor Abdul-Rasheed Nala, I'll buy 2 copies of this book for 100,000 naira.
A round of applause. 2 copies for 100. Igwe. Igwe, thank you very much.
I think without wasting anybody's time, would want to be associated with this in honor of the VC of the university by picking 10 copies for 500,000 naira.
10 copies for 500,000 naira. 500,000 naira. Now make una clap hand. This weather now, no pity we go just stay quiet. So, Igwe, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, okay.
Good afternoon, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Very respectfully, let me stand on the existing protocol. Before getting into the fundamental substratum of discourse, I would like to make 1 or 2 prefatory remarks. His Excellency, the public servant, I recall the first time we met in 2007. That was in the living room of Chief Tony Aneni. At that time, you were governor, we were in the House of Reps. And we were trying to change the leadership management of the House of Reps because we felt it was not intellectually challenging and intellectually engaging enough. And that night, you carried a lot of intellectual vibrations. You were very eloquent and deeply cerebral. 17 years down the line, I still see you carry that kind of fire. Thank you so very much. And in addition to that, a lot of people here do not know. I saw the phenomenal changes in Niger State, especially when we go there once in a while to say our big man. You did very well for your people as a governor. I'm proud of you. Thank you so very much. And for the Vice Chancellor, you give me a lot of hope from the way you have spoken today, given the synopsis that you have done and deep cerebral analysis of the subject. It's a takeaway for me. And let me thank you for repositioning the institution here. Let me also thank you for repositioning it, rejigging it, restructuring it, and strengthening it for immediate and future academic challenges. I'm wearing 2 caps today. I'm actually sitting in for a friend of mine and brother, the immediate past Minister of Information. Alhaji Lai Muhammad. He called me yesterday that he's on his way to Macau and spoke to the director, Professor Issa. And the second cap I'm wearing is public servant. I'm proud to say that in my quest to deepen knowledge, I'm a proud student of this institution. I'm doing an MBA program here. And also my very good friend that I haven't seen for a long time, Shehu Wage, who was the deputy leader of the House way back, is also a student here doing his PhD. So we are very proud to associate with this academic environment, closely knit academic environment, and you find a lot of erudite scholars in this institution. So Lai Mohammed has asked me to do a copy, just one copy of the book for 100,000 naira. Then secondly, on behalf, given the privilege that my classmates have given to me, we are donating the sum of 915,000 for 50 copies of the same book. Thank you so very much.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Well, I have... Hello? Can we calm down? I have a check of 1 million naira here. This has been sent in by no other person than Professor Billy Okoye. Please, a round of applause for him. All right. I can see that the students are performing. You people are performing. Yes. After this wholesome presentation of the students, Mr. Chairman, I will go round. Each student must show consent to the presentation of this. Okay. All right.
Mr. Chairman, sir, I'm standing on the existing protocol. Permit me to make a comment that I'm here courtesy of a friend of mine of 52 years. We started the journey together in Form 1 in the secondary school. He's a PhD student here today, and he's invited me to be here. The Vice Chancellor, thank you for your speech. While we focus on this aspect, there is another aspect that should lead to what we are talking about, the basic education. It is very bad. As you rejig this institution, the Faculty of Education, please, we need more teachers, quality teachers that will go back to the primary schools, the secondary schools, to give us a product that we translate these visions to reality. Thank you so very much for what you have done. I will be going for this book, 2 copies for 500,000 naira.
A powerful round of applause, 2 copies, 500,000 naira. 2 copies for 500,000 naira. All right. God bless. Please, yes, Chairman, can you proceed down? Can you proceed down while we go on? All right.
Mr. Chairman, sir, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. I represent IGR Fatima Shinkafi, the Executive Secretary, Solid Minerals Development Fund. I would want to be brief. We are picking 5 copies for 500,000, and personally, I'm going to pick 2 copies for 100,000. Thank you.
Please, a powerful round of applause, and I hope is going to launch the book. So let me just, huh? Gubernatorial candidate in Kwara State. Key stakeholder in PDP. I hand over the microphone to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chief Servant. I must also let you know, sir, that I'm now a student. I'm in Abuja Leadership Center doing my PhD. So I want to be like you. My name is Ibrahim Mohamed Ajia. I want to support our brother and especially the Vice Chancellor by launching 2 copies at the sum of 500,000 naira.
Please, a powerful round of applause. Mr. Chairman, you are really doing well. You see through the mirror. The proprietor of AAT University, Gama Ilorin in Kwara State, Alhaji Toyi is it Abdul Karak? Abdul Razak. I don't see well now. Am I a small boy? Abdul Razak. Yes, please put your hands together for him. I appreciate you so much, sir. Can we excuse him? Let him come out, please. Oh. What? Okay, I saw somebody there. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. All protocol observed. I'm very delighted to be here. I'm a friend to Professor Anala, and I'm also on the way on academic wing for a proposed AAT University located at Gama in Kwara State, inshallah. On behalf of the school, my family, I'll buy 500 copies at the rate of 500,000, inshallah.
Thank you very much. I was really disturbed when I thought he said 500 copies for 500,000 naira. No, he said only 5 copies. I nearly fainted. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I beg. So, sir, please, collect that 2 copies. Sir, what's your name? Elder. Oh, the former military governor, general, former. Okay, tell me. Former Commissioner for Information and Culture, General IBM Haruna. Please, a round of applause. Honorable Jonathan. All right. The co-launcher, Honorable Jonathan. Yes, he wants to launch.
Distinguished members of the high table, permit me to stand on already established protocol. I will be launching this book on behalf of my principal, Honorable Jonathan Ukodiko, with a sum of 2 million naira. Supporting him are some of his friends, Honorable Peter Apanke, Honorable Ezechi Nnamdi, Honorable Peter Anakwe, Honorable Ejiro.
Put your hand, Chairman.
Representing the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, my DG, Professor Samson Duna, would have been here, but he has another appointment. So he has sent me, being the director in charge of training in my organization. This whole thing is very much connected. 5 copies for our library. with the sum of 200,000 naira.
No, it's 5 copies, 200,000. Yes, thank you very much. All the governors of various classes. Yeah, no, it's okay. Can you come out, please? All the governors. Na business school, oh. Na governors, so na they call on a class rep. That's wonderful. Please, all the governors come out. Dean of Education, come and surprise them. Yes. Where are the governors? Okay, bless you if you want. Yeah, make the announcement, Dr. Anafi.
Thank you very much. Dr. Anavi Sobo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, is launching 5 copies with 500,000 naira. Thank you.
Okay, Director General Raw Materials. Well, Chairman, he has said he supports situations like this, but he will not make any announcement now. He will just collect a copy and later we'll hear from him. I think we should give him that opportunity. All right, please, a round of applause. Come now, come. Please put down his name. Well, faculty library, the dean, faculty of education. Mr. Chairman, I think faculty of education we are trying. We are launching, the dean is here, we are launching only 5 copies for 50,000 naira for the library. Please, a round of applause for him. Yes. Yes, I will move around, even downstairs. I'm going downstairs today.
MC, please move around because we're closing here 3 o'clock.
Okay, I have to move around. HOD business admin. Well, so let's. So, no, wait, 1 minute. Okay, no, don't go for.
Let me stand on the existing protocol and also to support our able chairman in the engineering profession. I want to support him because all the gathering here, I know the other profession has tried to cover us up. So I'm happy that our chairman today is a renowned engineer that we all know, chief servant. So once again, sir, congratulations and thank you, sir. I'm also a student currently, and I also have my other managers who are also with me. We have done a group contribution already, but on behalf of myself and my wife here, we want to support what we are seeing today with the sum of 500,000 naira.
Put your hands together. Yes, I'm coming. There's Mr. Chairman, sir. No, I know there's good news here now. From the registrar of the university, on behalf of the Hello, hello, HOD. Right.
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Mr. Chairman, sir, our digital, vibrant and visionary Vice Chancellor of U of A, Professor Abdul-Rasheed Allah, our royal fathers, the professors present here, the experienced research scholars here, former and current governors, represented, senators, business moguls from Nigeria and other parts of the world, the students of U of A, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor of the book, an academic par excellence, the director of Uni Abuja Business School, Professor Isa Abdul-Rasheed. We can see your contribution to knowledge in various forms and hope that we will benefit from your wealth of knowledge, wisdom, efforts, and shining magnificence as we have access to your latest work on entrepreneurship development today, or academic entrepreneurship in Nigeria today. I can say that Professor Isa Abdul-Rahim is a blessing to the Department of Business Administration, Faculty of Management Sciences, and University of Abuja as a whole. It is known that every department or unit in Uni Abuja is performing well, but that of Business Administration department is unique in its own way. And I'm proud of the staff and students of the Department of Business Administration. On behalf of the staff in the Department of Business Administration, I hereby launch 3 copies of the book with undisclosed amount.
My HOD, I like that. Undisclosed, but there's an envelope here. So let me hand over. Oga, please. Take and give it to them. Let them count it. Then we'll know when to disclose it. When to disclose it. Please, we don't.
Okay, I am Dr. Edith Onyanu, the HOD Accountancy, University of Nigeria, Soka. I stand on the existing protocol. I want to give 100,000 naira for 3 copies.
Madam, with this kind of situation, you try. I bet, jam your hands together for her. Chairman. Yes. Please, Mr. Chairman, sir. I think we'll cut the cake and then we'll continue with the launching. I'm ready to stay till next week. Let's be going around so that people can...
My name is John Abel, the regular class gov, the son of 300,000 with 5 copies. Thank you.
Please put your hands together. All right. We have another, please.
All right. Uja Martins. Yes, my name is Martins Uja for Executive Class Stream 2. Standing also on the existing protocol. We are launching 25 copies with a sum of 1 million naira.
25 copies, 1 million naira. All right. Mr. Chairman, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir, Vice Chancellor, members of the high table, please, can we all come? Can we all come? Kai, please. I need some males here. The ushers, come, let's turn this thing. No, we have to shift it a little bit. Ushers. Yeah. Please, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, you'll be at the center. No, you can. Right, yes. Director, move towards there. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Please, can we have the knife? Okay. I think we'll put the knife and all of us will put our hands.
Now, well, she's going to place the knife. Right? The VC, the chairman of the occasion, please, and others, just stretch your hand towards there. Now, in this situation now, Mr. Chairman, I think I want us to spell Na Allah. Na Allah. Okay. All right. Put your hands together. It's wonderful. Hey. I thought we spell Na Allah. I said Na Allah. All right. Okay, the students. Okay. Chairman, sir.
The VC
Yes.
is both the VC and the chairman now.
Yes. Okay.
So you will continue with your program, and I will get back to you.
Okay, sir.
But, we are proud of you, sir. That's my.
Get me his card.
Then I give him the two numbers, 717 and the 555.
Give me your 080 27 Yes.
My name is John Ezra. You see it?
No, just
Ezra John.
You are my friend. No.